and every story can change the world. Together we are Global Speakers Talk.
And so here's where the camera zooms one layer deeper, because you can't lead from wholeness if your body is broken down. You can't show up with aligned visibility if you're running on 3 hours of sleep in a system that's been inflamed for a decade. The leader is not a brain on a stick. The leader is a body as well. And no AI is going to metabolize your food for you. No AI is going to do your sleep, your hormones, your recovery, or your strength. Our next guest has spent more than 20 years in the trenches of human performance as a professional bodybuilder, as a personal trainer, and now as the creator of the Metabolic Operating System, MetOS. His thesis is one that I really, really love. Most wellness systems fail because they try to force outcomes instead of fixing the underlying system. He's leading some of the most important conversations happening right now in metabolic restoration, personalized health, and what it actually takes for a human being to perform at high level over a long horizon. This is the most unautomatable layer of all. The body is a substrate. The body is the operating system that the leader actually runs on. So please welcome to the stage the creator of MetOS, Trevor Folgering. Trevor, come to the stage. Welcome.
Well, good day, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you so much, JB, for that great introduction. Listen, this is one of the most important topics, guys, that we could delve into. Your health is so important to everybody around you. And here's the thing I realized is that AI cannot replicate your divine metabolism. What if I told you the biggest reason that I actually rebuilt my entire company was not because AI got weaker, but because AI got stronger. You see, I work in the health and wellness industry, and I've been doing this for over 25 years. And I see a pattern that happens over and over and over again. People want information about how to fix their metabolism. Anybody today can open up ChatGPT and ask, how do I lose weight? How do I improve my energy levels? How do I lower my blood sugar? How do I build a meal plan? And within seconds, boom, that information is there. Yet, despite having all this information, guys, we are still suffering with obesity, with diabetes, with individuals that have a broken metabolism. And it saddens me to think that we have all this information, and yet we are still behind when it comes to our health and bodies. We're suffering, we're struggling. And this is where ChatGPT cannot replicate the human experience in terms of metabolism. So it made me realize that I needed to rebuild my company, because I've been operating a company for over 10 years called Biohack the Fat. And we helped men over 40 lose body fat without dieting, without going to the gym, without doing any crazy stuff, without Ozempic. But something clicked in my head that I thought, this is not enough. Because somebody could easily go on ChatGPT and say, hey, make me a meal plan like Biohack the Fat does. And boom, they get a meal plan. Yet, does that really fix the metabolism? Because here's the thing, most people don't need more information. That's the thing. Most people don't need more information because we have so much information, especially when it comes to AI. What we're missing is transformation. And for years, my business was built around information, not transformation. Giving great information, but excluding transformation. And this experience where ChatGPT has become so powerful and AI has become so powerful has led me to rebuild my entire company so we could get better results for the clients that we serve. Because I think that's so important. Because many people need help when it comes to rebuilding their body and their health. Because let's face it, AI can summarize research, AI can create plans. AI can answer questions. But knowing what to do and actually doing it are completely two different things, right? We can have all the great information in the world. We can know exactly how to lose weight. We can know exactly how to lower our blood sugar levels. We know exactly all the step-by-step, intricacies of getting healthy. But then why are people still struggling with their health? Simple answer: because information is not enough. Because if information was enough, we'd have this all solved already. Wouldn't you agree? Everyone would be happy, healthy, and feeling their best. But instead, we have the opposite. And that's really disheartening for me as a health and fitness provider. We have all that information, but we're still struggling. So I'll tell you a little bit about what I do. I work primarily with men over 40. We do work with women over 40, but primarily with men over 40. And every time I talk with a man over 40, because we have face-to-face conversations on Zoom, I hear the same thing over and over again. Right? I hear the same thing. They've tried diets. They've exercised. Right? They've gone on, Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig, and they tried the shot, the Ozempic. They followed plans. They've done everything, and yet they're frustrated. They're still frustrated because their body no longer responds the way it used to. And that's the problem, because the problem isn't more information. The problem is interpretation of your metabolism. What is your metabolism actually trying to tell you? Because your body communicates with you every single day. But the question is, are you listening? That's the real question. That's something that AI cannot replicate. It can't replicate your own metabolism or your interpretation of your metabolism. Because we have 6 very important metabolic signals that help us understand if our metabolism is very strong and can help us lose body fat, or if it's unstable and actually is pushing our body more into protection mode. That's energy levels, sleep, recovery, stress, cravings, and yes, fasting glucose levels. The all-important fasting glucose levels. You see, we don't need more information. We actually need to be more intuitive with our own metabolism. We need to understand our bodies better. And that's something that AI cannot replicate. You can't go on ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, tell me about my metabolism today. That just won't work. It's probably going to give you some jibble jabble. It's not obviously going to give you the right answer. You need to be your own health advocate for your own body. And that's why I recreated my entire system. I literally took Biohack the Fat and said, see you later. I'm going to rebuild something stronger that doesn't get replicated by AI. That's what we need. We need a system that allows you to understand how to navigate the human metabolism. And that's what I built. Because the stronger your metabolism is, the easier it is for you to lose body fat. It is so easy once you understand how your metabolism works. You don't have to go on a diet. You don't have to cut calories. You don't even have to go to the gym. You don't even have to exercise, although I love exercising. But you don't have to exercise. You have to understand your metabolism. And that's something that AI cannot replicate. So I wasn't in the information business. I'm in the transformation business now. I don't give people information. I help them understand their patterns, their metabolic patterns. That's majorly different than just giving some information and trying to see if people can piece together the puzzle. Right? And that's so important, guys. We have to realize that if we want a healthy society, we can't diet anymore. We can't ask ChatGPT anymore about how to fix our body. We have to become our own advocates. That is super important. And that's what brings us to this theme today. Because the leaders who are going to thrive in the AI era won't be the people who know the most. They won't. Because we can have all this information. But it's not about the leaders that know the most information. There'll be people who can create the most trust. Right? Because AI can replicate content, AI can replicate marketing, AI can replicate frameworks, but AI cannot replicate your story. It cannot replicate your lived experience. It cannot replicate your presence, and it cannot replicate genuine human trust. And so when it comes to your health in your body, I implore you not to use AI, but get in touch with your own metabolism. Get in touch with your energy levels, your hunger, your cravings. Get in touch with how your metabolism responds day to day. Because once you start to feel how your metabolism works, you won't need more information. You'll start to understand how this all fits together. And I had a client that started working with me back in January. His name is Bruce, by the way. And he just sent me a text yesterday saying he lost 50 pounds since we worked together. Now, he didn't go on AI and say, hey, write me a meal plan or tell me how I can lose this 50 pounds. We worked together and I helped him navigate his own metabolism so we could understand his metabolic signals. And we created metabolic stability over a 6-month period. Creating metabolic stability and metabolic trust allows you to lose body fat. You see, you don't want to force the body to lose body fat, because forcing the body to lose body fat doesn't work long term. Your body, like anything else, will rebel and you'll put that weight back on. Have you ever had that experience? I know a lot of people watching here have had that experience. You've lost weight, you feel good for a little bit, cravings kick back in, hunger kicks back in, and then you start gaining weight. It happens all the time. I have the conversations with men all day long about this, right? So information doesn't fix that, right? We have to get in touch with our own human body and we have to make it stronger. My goal is to live to 100 plus, right? I'm 47, so I got a long ways to go. But in order for me to do that, I need to learn how to read my metabolic signals better, right? I have to be in touch with my body. And I implore you to start learning about your own metabolism, not through more information, but through lived experiences. When you eat, how does your body feel? How do you recover? How's your sleep? How are you managing stress? That is more important than more information. Start reading your own metabolism and you'll be surprised at how far you can go. It is really wonderful once you start to connect with your own body. Your own body is an amazing organism. It's one of the most beautiful things that we have been given, is this body, this vessel. I want you guys to embrace that. That is the key to longevity. The key to longevity isn't dieting. It's not cutting calories. It's not going to the gym. It's getting in touch with your own metabolic signals. And my, oh my, when you are in touch with those metabolic signals, you'll feel so much better. You'll have more energy. You'll start to understand how to fuel your body better. You'll just feel more connected with yourself. And you won't need more information. You'll feel so much better. That's the key. That is the secret of a long, healthy, amazing life. So as we close today, and as I start closing and wrapping this up, I want to really reiterate the important information here. Information is not enough. It's just not enough. The future doesn't belong to people who just devour more information. The future is really understanding that AI can never replace your human body, your human trust, your human connection, It cannot replace how you feel about your own body. AI is wonderful, and it is so powerful, and it has a lot of answers, but those answers aren't really giving us what we want. So as we move forward, I want you guys to start to think about your metabolism. Think about how it's responding day to day. How are you feeling? How does your metabolism respond every single day to your food inputs, to your training, to your sleep, to your stress? And start to make subtle changes. Not huge changes, you don't have to go crazy, but make subtle changes. Eat every 4 hours. Have really good high quality proteins and fats. Hydrate really well. Exercise, but not crazy. Move your body. I'm a performance walker and I love walking. That's my thing. I love just going for a walk, enjoying nature. Connect with your body, because that is what's going to make the biggest difference, not more information. So that's true with your body, that's true with health, and that's true with everything that we focus on when it comes to weight loss and the human metabolism. Thank you so much for having me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you have a wonderful day and take care of your metabolism, and it'll take care of you. Thank you.